Okay, you can go now.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, this is the photo opportunity time. Oh, this is photo op. Yes.
Still jet lagging a bit. Like my bedroom.
Is this as good as your room?
Yeah, it's all strangers.
Filthy little strangers.
Ooh, are we leaning off? What's that? Oh, there it is, okay. Anyway, want to come up here? Pardon? Want to come up here? Well, you got a little one, we got a little one.
I can share with you.
All right, then, eh?
I'm fine.
Good. Especially looking at the camera, you're looking on.
We couldn't get you all close together.
Yeah, we'll get, we really wanted to stand round.
All right. Oh, really?
He just didn't read your instructions.
Yeah,
We are much easier on that.
yeah. And actually, we've got much more room on the other end. You know, lots of
Oh,
goodness.
Twice a week.
Can you all just lean towards me? Just your heads. That's good.
We can be back now.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Can you sit down here now?
Thank you very much. Keep the same success. And a lot of the younger groups and bands, from Boyzone to Steps and people like that, particularly in Europe, covered a lot of the songs. And it's a great feeling for any songwriter to have a song, particularly like Words, which was a big hit for Boyzone. It was in '68 that was a hit. So when you look at the longevity of the songs and they come back again and do the same success, it's a great feeling. And I think we're very proud. We're proud of all our songs. So to see them come back and have another go at success is a great feeling for us.
Do you ever ask what hope bands will in fact do the song story? I'm thinking of bands like 911.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did More Than a Woman, but
Yeah.
we never actually, sorry, go ahead, we never really asked
She's my brother.
people to do our songs. They just do them, and that's what knocks us out, you know, that people will actually go out of their way to find or listen to some of our songs to see if there's something worthy of recording. So, you know, no, we never chase people to do our songs. We did a long time ago.
I mean, they chase us, but not to our side.
Oh, you're on. I don't know the answer to that.
Follow-up to that question, are there any of your songs that you would consider sacred that you wouldn't let other bands come in?
No, the only it's the only thing we don't like is we've had requests for people who want to remix the original Staying on Deck or You Should Be Dancing or something like that, which we've refused. Because
Well, we would never say no to we don't have a song that we wouldn't have anybody that wants to do it and to express it in their own way.
or to remix the originals, no, we won't allow that.
I mean, we had the Ghetto Superstar by Praz Michael, which was Islands in the Stream, and because they were expressing it in their way, we thought that was just as flattering. Yes? Please, get a microphone.
You guys have been in the charts since the '60s, stuck together all the way to now. Have you got any secrets to pass on?
Yes, sheep cell injections.
There's a lot of bands who don't manage to stick together, you know, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I think it's brothers, perhaps, is the real, if it's a secret. If you're family, I don't think a group like us could really stay together as long as we have, without being brothers. I think it's very
And we all owe each other money.
Yeah, we all reach.
I think it's the songs too. It's the songs that have kept the longevity going.
Yeah, we just love what we do. You know, how can you not? I mean, we've made music all our lives. It hasn't, you know, it hasn't all been as good as we wanted it to be, but we've done it all our lives, and we love doing it. Period.
Yeah, I think it's because we've been sort of bonded together by bondage, and they're unified in the same goals. You know, according to one of your papers, much like the craze.
Yes, so we read. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you're joking there, which is good. I mean, do you think you can ever have too much money?
No.
No. Do you know of anybody who does? Actually, we're just very fortunate that to have the success and to do what we've been doing for so long. We feel very blessed
Yeah,
about
it's
that.
not about money.
It's something what we did when we were kids. We just wanted to be liked and our music liked, we never thought about how much money you could earn from it.
No one told us we could make any money out of it. We're the rich ones.
We were quite surprised when we found out you could.
Yes, sir.
John Bridges, Ice TV. Youth of today, off the rails. Music of today, just noise. Your views?
I'm sorry.
Have you been to the bar?
Why not? No, sorry, could you hit us with that again? Was that?
Yes. Youth of today, off the rails. Music of today, just noise.
Oh, it's a riddle, isn't it?
Oh, I see. It's a
Your views.
Yay.
It's a preamble. Music of today, did you say off the rails?
No, just noise. Youth off the rails.
Youth off the rails. Well, I don't think that's true. I think there's good and bad in all kids and good. They don't play their songs to you, you know, because you're dad, you know. And I always say to them, you know, let me hear one of the songs, you know, and they don't play it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
The microphone is coming.
One Night Only has done...
You're going to high voice.
That was brilliant!
Can you do it again?
You couldn't have planned that.
You can call me Sue if you like.
No, not possible.
One Night Only, I believe, has done better in New Zealand than any other country in the world. What do you think that does? What do you think that says about New Zealand audiences?
Well, obviously it's a wonderful thing. We're very, very knocked out that the album has done what it has done. And don't forget, this is the area of the world where we grew up. We grew up in Australia, and we grew up with the same kind of mentality as the mayoress described. Wonderful open people, wonderful weather. This is our part of the world. This is the place of our childhood.
Is that part of the reason why...
I think psychologically it might be. You know.
In fact, one of the reasons we lived to move to Miami was because it reminded us of Australia.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Of this part of the world.
And this part of the world, because we live on the sea and all that, which we did when we lived in Australia. So it reminded us very much of that and the weather and everything.
We're very Pacific.
Is that part of the reason why you picked or chosen to play in Auckland?
To be specific or Pacific, yes.
Yes. The Pacific Ocean.
Yes. Be specific.
So if it's not money, why is it then you're still going?
It's too long. It's been too long since we've been to New Zealand. We wanted to come back. We wanted to play Auckland. And last time I think was 74.
Christchurch, yes.
So since then I've got a couple of grey beards. Yeah, but it's something that we always planned to do. We always wanted to come back and play this part of the world, and New Zealand was definitely
Yes, it's a series of one shows, you know, which is one night only, and we're trying to do that in the places that are really important to us emotionally, anywhere in the world, you know. We just haven't done Russia yet, but it's coming.
Well, the beauty of it is that we get to spend a lot more time in each place we go to, rather than seeing the hotel, the airport, the gig, the hotel, the airport.
Yeah.
This time we get a chance to see the culture, absorb the history of the places we go to. And for instance, recently we were in Johannesburg. We'd never played South Africa before, and that was a wonderful experience. But to come back to this part of the world, it's very much like coming home.
You've done your songs.
No impressions this time.
I think when you were in Brisbane, you used to play at the Redcliffe Speedway for
yes.
any show on the track. Are you aware that Western Springs is a speedway?
No.
Well, we're quite welcome. We were quite welcome anybody that wants to throw money on the tracks this time.
Yeah, just like throwing it at you.
Well, we don't have to run in between the cars to pick it up.
Right.
The songwriting process that you go through now, is it a three-way collaboration on everything you do, or do you still do individual songs, individual writing?
Well, I think we all do a little bit of individual writing. It's a self-expression thing, but as the Bee Gees, and everything we do and sing together, we write together. So it is specifically a collaboration. We never say, oh, you know, this guy's better than this guy, and we never get into that brother thing, you know, the sibling rivalry.
And is it a three-way split on the royalties also? I mean, there's an equal split across the board in terms of the song. In other words, does Morris say, hey, I did the musical, I wrote the chord structure for this, or is it just a complete family?
We've never really got, especially in these days, we just don't get petty like that. You know, it's something like the three of us, actually when we do write, we become one. Yeah. And it's like one mind.
We can actually boast one lawyer for two people.
So,
thank you.
So
congratulations.
Just something with Johnny.
Is there a particular environment required for your creativity?
Yeah, I suppose there is.
Yeah. Our studio mostly.
Our recording studio we use for writing purposes. We like it to sound like a record when we're writing. So we'll have microphones with echo.
So a general idea of what is going down.
Yeah.
Will sound like what we say, a finished master.
Yeah.
But it's definitely when we're writing, there's just three of us and an engineer. Without anybody else there.
And he closes the door. So the three of us are really left alone in more ways than one.
Isolation is the key.
There was some talk with a collaboration with Michael Jackson and reteaming with Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
Is that on the cards again?
Well, Michael Jackson, Barbara Anders.
That's
Oh,
something
was
that's
it?
clever.
Oh, no.
Well, Michael we were supposed to do something with, but it was more of a Jackson 5 thing, and it didn't really develop. So that sort of disappeared.
Well, there was a confusion. Michael asked us if we would do a record with him, co-write and record a song with him. And that's the last we heard. The next thing we heard was it was the Jacksons that Michael had in mind, and that wasn't something we had in mind. We don't think that two groups should do, two groups from the same type of era and the same, that wasn't going to work for us.
Yeah, and Barbara, of course, is still sort of on the back of the stove because she's doing so many other things. So until she finishes those, then we're discussing the idea again. But she definitely does want to do one again.
Yeah. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
There's 3 generations of women in my family that are...
Oh, I'm sorry.
They're still, all 3 of them find you guys extremely sexy. I mean, how do you maintain that throughout over 30 years?
Besides being hung like a baboon. No, actually, it's this close. I almost touched it. No, I don't know what is sexy or what isn't sexy. I mean, we've just been doing what we love to do, you know.
We used to have a great time at school.
Yeah.
And part of that was because we played guitar and sang, and girls generally just seem to love that kind of thing.
It's better than being a plumber. If you're a plumber, you
don't want to play with your pipes, you know.
You don't say, that plumber is really sexy. I want to go to bed with the plumber.
Yeah. But
I mean, that's nothing against plumbers. I think plumbers, you know,
we used to get help from the
part of
boys.
society.
We used to get help from the boys at school because we were on TV. We got more attention from the girls, and the other kids don't like that, so they beat us up a lot.
Teachers are the ones that worry me.
Being well known is perhaps a very slight aphrodisiac.
Until you see us when we get out of the shower in the morning, you'll
see
think
us in the morning, you know.
It's the first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
But that's very nice. I like that. Thank you very much. It's very sweet.
And give them our regard.
My phone number.
Next question.
Sorry, we digress. Dylan.
The stage musical Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
Were you involved in that in any way? Any new songs for that show?
In the stage production, in the London production, yes, there was about 3 or 4 new songs. However, we were only involved on that level. We were not involved in the production of it.
No.
And apart from that, there was no involvement.
But to go a little deeper than that, Robert asked us for songs like Tragedy. There are songs like It's My Neighbourhood from the One album, I think, that weren't in the film. There are some songs that were not in the film that are actually in the show.
And Tragedy's in there too.
Yeah, Tragedy I just mentioned. Yeah, and the new song Immortality, which Celine Dion recorded, that was written for the actual show. That was not written for Celine. It was written with her in mind. But it's the lead singer, the lead guy in the show is singing that song.
A good show?
It's
Think
actually,
so, yeah, think so.
we saw the premiere in London, and I was quite blown away how much energy these kids could do. I mean, it was amazing.
It's an amazing show for dance.
Non-stop energy, you know. So
I'm sleazy.
Probably with back.
Doc. Yes, Doc as
Yeah,
well.
Doc.
That's Robin.
Yeah, Doc. Yeah.
we've got to talk to you about your comparison.
I'm happy, sleepy, dopey.
All rolled in one.
I'm Snow White.
And he lives with 7 dwarfs.
Okay, one final question, please. John.
On Still Waters, you use the talents of some of the world's top record producers.
Yes.
You're currently working on your new album.
Yeah.
Is this a similar formula for this, or?
No.
We'd like to do something different.
Why you ask?
No, we're doing this ourselves, this album. In fact, we've worked with these, not just on this album, but we had worked with some of the producers before on previous stuff, like Arif Mardin, who did Jive Talking in the Main Course album with us. And Hugh Padgham we knew, and of course David Foster we knew, but not worked with them. So it was a great experience to have different input from different people.
Yes.
But most of them also worked with us because they knew we were producers too. So it was more of a collaboration rather than them going off with the song, doing it and sending it back saying, there it is, finished. And we mixed all the tracks together, so everybody was involved from day one. So it was really a collaboration rather than independent producers.
Well, also it was a learning experience for us. We wanted to find out what the very latest producers were doing and what kind of techniques they were applying in various areas. And so for us it was a bit of an education. And a learning experience.
Yeah, everybody was different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to use that learning experience to make our own album this time. And the other one was a departure. It was let's take some of the pressure off ourselves. Let's write the songs and really mean that, sing them and really mean that, and let someone else take care of how everything should sound. But it ended up with us dominating that situation too.
Well, they ended up using most of the demos that we made.
The problem with a situation like that, it isn't realistic to always make albums with different producers on different tracks, because all have different schedules and agendas, so you have to wait for each one to become available. So the time to make the album becomes extraordinarily long. And so once in a while it's okay, but not all the time.
So you've had 3 different excuses.
Thank you.
I've just got one last question before you go. A lot of your contemporaries are working on New Year's Eve. David Bowie's coming to New Zealand to do a gig. Babs is in Las Vegas. Are you guys working?
I think in Nottingham Boathouse. No.
There's talk of the New York show.
Yeah, there's talk of a New York concert, but I think the negotiations are still going on. So
So when Barbara got out of town. No, she went to Vegas because it's close to home.
Vegas, yeah.
She's not far to travel.
So we're not actually sure what's going to happen New Year's Eve. For us, we'd be just as happy to be at home with our families, but wherever we are, our families will be with us. So we don't know yet, but we're looking forward to something special.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to...